So in this tutorial, we're going to look at the summarise question, which could appear in Unit 2 or Unit 3 of the English Language GCSE. So typically you'll be presented with a fairly short text. In this case, there's a text based on truancy and the situation in Cardiff, and you'll be presented with a question. In your own words, summarise the actions of the parents in this article. Now you can notice here it's a mid-tariff question, typically worth around 5 marks. In this particular case, they've used the phrasing in your own words, but that's not necessarily going to be the case. They could just use the word summarise, and you need to make the connection between the word summarise and producing the answer in your own words. As we said, it's a 5-mark question, so the first job really needs to be to identify 5 actions taken by the parents in this article. So first of all, we've highlighted that many parents excused their children's behaviour by saying they could not leave their children alone. We've also highlighted that one pupil was said to be ill by her mother but was dressed in thin tights and a black leather miniskirt despite the cold. So that's the second action. The third action is when one parent states that they were in town 3.5 hours early for a doctor's appointment. And notice we're tracking this in chronological order. We've got another action where the mother of one 13-year-old boy let her son miss school because he didn't want to go on a school trip. And finally, we've got the revelation that one parent was not at all apologetic. So we've done the highlighting. The challenge now is going to be putting this answer into our own words. If we look back at the first thing we highlighted, that many parents excused their children's behaviour by saying they could not leave them alone. If we look at the way that we've rewritten this and reworded this, we've said that most parents argued that they did not want to leave children unattended. So we've replaced the word alone with unattended. We've kept the gist of the meaning, but we've clearly put it into our own words. As the answer continues, the second point that we highlighted, we've changed the fact that some parents tried to mislead truancy officials. So we've shown some inference and we've also summarised that point. The key is here, not trying to imitate what's in the text word for word, trying to capture the meaning, but trying to put it into your own words. So we've talked about medical reasons, where the text mentions a doctor's appointment. We've talked about parents claiming that there were excursions at school, which is a reference to the comment about trips in the article. And we've talked that we've finally mentioned that parents refuse to accept responsibility for the actions of the pupils, which captures the final quote highlighted on the fact that parents weren't apologetic. So what's really, really important here, as you can see, is identifying the actions of the parents and making sure that you produce a shortened version which does not imitate the text word for word. To summarise, top tips for this question. We need to know first of all that a summary is a brief document or a statement that gives the main points of something. It obviously has to be a shortened version of the text provided. You need to read through the text closely and highlight the keywords or ideas. You need to look at topic sentences, as they can often help summarize the information within a longer text. You need to look at the highlighted words and phrases and to see if any of these are duplicated or can be linked together. You need to try and combine the highlighted words and phrases into your own words, which is the key component of this question. And finally, you need to make sure that you don't add any additional information, ideas, or opinions. And that's the key to success with this question. If you are provided with bullet points in the exam paper, then it's a good idea to use them to help structure your response. So those are the top tips for the summarise question.